Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another amazing topic of conversation. And today I am very honored to thank our sponsors, the Health Channel and the Ready Check Go program by Thermo Fisher Scientific. And even more honored to welcome Flavia Goldenberg of UN Women. So Flavia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Gladys. I'm very happy to be here. In reality, I am now the president of the United Nations Association Miami chapter. And we are going to have a very beautiful event on the 25th of October, which you are inviting this beautiful audience. And we are going to talk about the corporate responsibility and how businesses can tackle environmental and societal problems. Thank you.
Yes, today's conversation is geared towards the business sector. So it's the private sector plus the government and society and how we can make an impact, including all the sustainable development goals. So this is basically bottom line. How can we make this a better world using the support of the private sector plus the government? Correct?
Correct. That's it. We believe and in reality, it's very much true that businesses are a very important part of the economy, and they can do a lot in terms of sustainability.
Correct. So let me ask you something. How can a small business, because we know that big businesses are already looking into this. Like many years ago, there were businesses that didn't even care. And when businesses starting adopting it, they saw that it was also an increase in their business by giving back. But there are small companies that don't even know where to start. So can you please help us on that?
Sure. Well, I believe there's always something that we can do about making our society better, and of course our environment too. So businesses must look in two different directions. One is the operation itself, and the other one is the product or the service that this business delivers. So let's begin with the operation.
Okay.
So it's very important that you look at your operation and identify where you have a bigger carbon footprint. So for instance, do I use a lot of water in my operation? Do I use a lot of electricity? Do I use a lot of raw materials? Which are the raw materials that I use most? Do I use too much fuel, like gas or gasoline or any other product that can harm our environment? Do I work with a very big fleet of cars? So look into your business and find what are the most important things that can impact either society or the environment. So and looking at that, you can choose from the SDGs. We have 17 SDGs. So we have the water, we have the electricity, we have responsible consumption and production. So you can choose one of them and work on it. You know, you don't have to tackle all the 17. You just have to choose one and begin. And for instance, when you talk about your operation, of course you can look and you should look at your people, your employees. So how can I be more gender balanced, or how can I be more inclusive? And everyone has a way to embed one of the SDGs in their businesses. So this is the operational side. So how do I treat my people? How do I consume goods and raw material? What are the resources that I use to deliver my services and my products? And the other side would be the strategy of the business. So what kind of product, what kind of service do I deliver to the society? And in that case, if you have a product that can make a good impact, it will be awesome. So if you have a product, for instance, that can avoid the use of water or can avoid the use of electricity, or you will be already making a very positive impact instead of compensating a bad impact that your product or service is making. So this is very, very important. And we know that the businesses need to think how to put the SDGs in their strategies so they can be more sustainable and they will live longer.
What do you mean they will live longer? Like, meaning in the sense of the business will be able to sustain itself as well.
Sure, because you know, the society is getting more and more aware of what is the impact of a company in the environment or in society. So everyone has a way to choose from whom this person is going to consume from. So nowadays I choose to consume compostable products. I prefer to buy a washing machine or a drying machine that uses less water, not only because of the environment, but it's also because it's a high cost to pay for the water and the electricity and so forth. So when you have a company that understands that this is very important to be in their strategy, the way they deal with all the resources and how they impact society and environment, they will be more sustainable. And sustainability means to live longer, to be sustainable.
In a very
it's
good
not
way.
Yes, you know, so that's the idea, to have to have your business alive.
Correct, and to team up with the society and the government so that they can be able to put the strategies in place.
Sure.
But one of the SDGs that you have there is good health and well-being. And now there's a lot of companies that are not offering health benefits to their employees. So that is also a part that they're going back. This will be also an incentive.
Yeah.
To make an impact. Because what we all went through with the pandemic, we realize what how the health was so important to each and every person.
Yes, that's very true. And to be careful and to your employees' health matters a lot. So if you have good health, and if you have well-educated employees, and you have people that are engaged with your company, you will have a higher productivity. So
Loyal employees.
of course, and also you will attract more talented people to your business. So it's not only a matter of creating the situation, a good environment for your employees to work, but also to have that result back to your business.
The wellness of all your employees is very important.
Of course.
And
Of course.
now that the companies are looking into it, also when the pandemic struck, a lot of especially the women that were able to work from home. And they saw that they were productive, they were responsible, but they were also able to be with their kids. So that's another part that companies can look into, like accommodating and the wellness of their employees so that they can get more loyal and more sustainable workforce.
Yes, nowadays a company chooses the who is going to be hired, but the candidates also choose
I think that
the
changed right
company.
now. I think that after the pandemic, it totally changed. Now it's more the employee is choosing where they want to work,
Yes,
especially the women.
yes,
What are the benefits? How can she be accommodated to the workforce structure? I think it's the other way around.
yes.
The
It
companies
is.
can get
It
more
is true.
involved if they change.
That is why also companies have to be more responsible in terms of uh, what are they doing regarding environment and society, because together with the health, with, like, for instance, maternity leave, what's the policy regarding maternity leave that a company has? What's the health insurance that this company has? What is this company offering in terms of inclusion and diversity? So everything is related, is connected. And when you choose a place to work, you analyze all those aspects. And it's very important that a company has a very strong policy in terms of people.
When you mentioned maternity, this week I was talking to a friend and she was very happy that her son was given 1 month of paternity leave
Yes,
so that they both were able to be there for 1 month without being worried.
yes,
And I think that's also very important for the companies, not only the mother, but also the father
yes, sure,
has to be involved.
sure. I used to work at Schneider Electric, we had a very, solid policy of maternity leave for both, for the mother and for the father. And you have also to have policies regarding adoption and for other genders, couple of different and same gender. So it's very important that you include everyone.
Yes, and now it's starting to be a little more acceptable than way back 10 years before.
Sure.
So talk to us about your event on the 25th of October.
Yes, on the 25th of October, we were going to have a very beautiful event. Tania Cosentino, she is the general manager of Microsoft Brazil. She's going to be with us, and she's also an SDG pioneer. There are very few SDG pioneers.
What is an SDG pioneer? What is an SDG pioneer?
Well, the United Nations chooses 10 professionals. They are very well, you have to be connected with many different SDGs, and you have to address them in your work and your company. At that time that Tania was awarded with as an SDG pioneer, she was the CEO of South America, Schneider Electric operations. And she addressed at that time almost 12 SDGs in the business. And she was awarded as an SDG pioneer, and it is really a very difficult position to achieve.
No, I can imagine, because introducing and doing a strategic plan to introduce 12 of the 17, that is amazing.
It is. And she's now at Microsoft, and she's doing an amazing job. And she's going to tell us how you can work with the SDGs and embed them in your strategy and turn your business into a more and even more sustainable business. So she's a woman, which is very beautiful. She's in a very privileged position. She achieved that by working a lot, by dedicating herself to her career. And she's in the tech world, which is even more difficult for women to be in the tech world.
There is only 2% of women in tech business.
Yes. So I think it's going to be a beautiful, wonderful.
Where can they register?
You can register at Eventbrite. We have there the event, and we are going to send the link a couple of days before the event for the person to get into Zoom, and that's it.
Flavia, anything else that you want to touch on today that we haven't talked about? How we didn't touch a lot about the government. What is, and very briefly, so we don't turn this into politics, but how can the government help in this case?
Well, the government usually helps in terms of sustainability by creating policies that can incentive society and the private sector to be more sustainable. So I think that this is this is something that the government plays a very important role, you know. So when you have a policy that, for instance, you have a policy that can incentive people to have an electric car, for example, like reducing the taxes or something like that, or helping people not paying tolls on the highways because they have an electric car and things like that. You can incentive people to look at that direction, you know. So it's just an example. There are many more. We don't have time to go on that path, but I think that government can incentive a lot good habits, good consumer habits, I would say.
That's perfect. So Flavia, thank you so much for today. And we look forward to seeing you on the 25th. We will post the event also on our social media so that you can attend. And to everyone, thank you for listening. Until the next week, and above all, stay safe. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.